Alright, hey everyone! Welcome to another Wild Witch RP live play TTRPG session. What is Wild Witch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love sharing stories so much so that we quit our day jobs and we created our own company. That way we could create high quality, exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And today we're playing D&D. This session features a Mortal Guardian side quest that takes our brave heroes on an exciting adventure out beyond the world of Velinara. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us as well. You can ask in chat for more information or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more there. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, who brings our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, let's meet our courageous and daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder. And we'll begin with an introduction for Xena.
Hi, I'm Ridian, and I'm playing Xena, who is an Asimar barbarian fighter mix. She loves swinging her axe, and she loves her fights. She's excited for this game today.
All right. Next up on our introductions, let's learn about Verity.
Hi, I'm Kelsey, and I play Verity. She's a changeling warlock with a very special patron.
Amazing. And then last but certainly not least, let's learn about Mira.
So Mira is my third character. She is a Twilight Domain high elf cleric, and I'm looking forward to playing a cleric, which is class that's definitely been high on my to-do list.
Clerics are a lot of fun as someone who almost is always playing one, so I'm excited to see how you're going to handle it. But our introductions are finished, so it means that it's time for us to begin our story. And we pick up where you left off. In Vale de Fera, having traveled to the Domain of Night, you've passed through the marshlands around the Listless Lagoon, and now you stand in front of the Crooked Oak, a domain, though also a sentient being. It contains many destitute and despairing creatures and spirits, and you are here to seek the counsel of the Lady of the Crooked Oak in the shadowy domain beneath this massive ancient tree to break the curse that is beset upon Verity. You are here, of course, the three of you, Xena, Verity, Mira, with Aurora, Sindri, and Prasathos. Aurora being a cute, lovable Lumaspari, small, tiny, fey draconic creature. And as you are approaching the roots of this massive tree, you all feel the somber and melancholic ambiance, the waves of the emotions that resonate from the land itself. And as you are entering into the corridors of the roots and beginning your descent down to find the Lady of the Crooked Oak, I'm going to ask for everyone to make me wisdom saves.
Wisdom saves?
Yes.
Gosh, Faye, why do you? Oh, fortune's not horrible.
Okay. So all of you are able to overcome the sort of wistful and lingering emotions of melancholia and grief. And as you push through that, you are able to hear, just here in the entrance corridor, sniffling. And turning, you see two figures nearby. One is a well-dressed Eladrin figure, sitting beside the figure that is crying, a massive, sort of, ogreish beast, a Cogrin, you would know these as. But if anyone would like to roll Arcana or Nature to see if you know anything more about Cogrin. So, Xena would know this. Verity. And then we'll see what Mia rolls. But Cogrin are Fey-touched ogres. They have natural camouflage. They are equipped with
What are
magical...
we rolling again?
Arcana or Nature.
Arcana or what?
Nature.
Oh, nature. Got it.
Yep. So, yeah, so you all are aware of what Cogrin are. They are Fey-touched ogres. They have natural camouflage, they have magical flight, and are known to have a baleful howl, causing fear to those who hear it. But this one only seems to be howling through tears at the moment. The Eladrin at his side, however, is watching you all curiously as you approach.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there something wrong?
As you ask this, before the Eladrin can say anything that might be a little bit more, well received through more base relations, the Cogrin through his sobs. I've lost my best friend.
Oh, you poor dear.
Yeah, and so because I lost him, I was gonna come here, and I was gonna ask the crooked lady for help. But I still don't know where he is.
What did the crooked say?
She not able to help you?
I got there, and then I forgot why I was there.
Oh no.
And what if Slinky thinks I don't care about him?
Oh, I'm sure Slinky doesn't think that at all.
But he's lost, and I'm not there with him.
Oh, all right. You know, I lost my friend once. My best friend.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And did you find him?
I did, I found her. So maybe we can help you find your best friend.
Oh, well, good luck, May.
Well, that it's settled. You should come with us.
Okay.
I look over at Verity and I kind of smile because even with all of this stuff going on, she's still like that gentle, helping soul that I've grown and learned to love. And I think my resolve is like get stronger to make sure that I help her.
The Eladrin looks to each of you as well. Well, are you here to seek the lady? Have you lost something as well?
We haven't lost something, but we do need her help. Have you lost something?
I have, actually, yes. I lost a crucial heirloom for my family. It was a gemmed amulet belonging to my mother, but since losing it, I've been ostracized. I'm hoping that I can reach the lady to regain composure, firstly, but also to find who I believe has stolen the amulet. Well, I couldn't make it to the lady on my own. Wasn't strong enough. So, Sourglump and I have been waiting for someone brave enough or traveling through to accompany.
Excuse me. First of all, my name is Zena. Second of all, what do you mean by not strong enough? Don't you just walk up and go up?
No, Sourglump, the Clogren, would say. There's bad lights in the maze. They make you cry.
Maze?
And I'm sure that together we'll be able to make it through.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
allow me, as there's been some informal sharing of names. I'm Lura. As I mentioned, that is Sourglump, and the Eladrin would motion to the Cochrane.
I'm Verity.
Prasathos, this is Aurora. Lura, Lura. Sindri.
And I nudge Mirror.
With it's just introductions. So
And I am Miera.
a pleasure, all of you. And let's hope that together we are strong enough to get through this.
Okay. Lead the way, I guess. Or
Well,
point the direction.
the only one who of us is gone, and Lyra looks over to Sourglump. Well, you think I'll remember the way? And this massive ogre-like figure will toddle to the front. And
Before we head in, I will hand Xena my unicorn. You hold on to this.
Oh, are you sure? This is like your favorite?
Uh, you hold it for now.
Okay, okay. And knowing that how much this means to her, like Xena, is I think her heart just kind of clenches a bit because okay.
so your group begins to move forward, following after Sour Glump. And as you descend down into the roots further, there is a moment where Cogrin, the Cogrin Sour Glump stops and begins to tear up again. You know, Slinky really loved tunnels. And he's not here.
Oh, well, once you find him, I'm sure you could take him through any tunnel you like.
But what if I forget again?
You won't forget. I'll help you remember.
Okay. As you assist in trying to keep Sour Glump on track, you soon come to a section of the tunnels, and as he wipes his nose and his face, these are the bad light tunnels. If anyone would like to roll a perception check here, as Sour Glump has said this.
Does anybody here, benefit from guidance on this role?
Uh,
Now,
I don't think guidance will help me.
yeah, a five's pretty down there.
I'm
But-
okay.
Although, I mean, this is a stretch, but
Ooh.
towards the end of last session, I did cast Foresight.
I'm going to say that because of the way that our games run, that the foresight does not carry over,
Yeah, it's alright.
because you would have hit the long rest button after the last session.
Mm. Okay.
But if you would like to recast it,
Nah, not right now.
okay. So, Mira, Verity, you look and you see tunnels. They're earthen. There's roots that have overgrown at the walls and the floors and the ceilings. It's just a tunnel under the tree. Xena, however, there are, between the twisted roots, you see wisp-like creatures, tiny. They can't be more than the size of your finger. You see that they have these sprite-like appearances, but the upper bodies you see are darkened by deep shadows. And as you see this, Xena, you can point it out to your companions.
Absolutely, I pointed out.
And then I would say, as you guys are made aware of these figures, anyone who would like to roll Arcana or Nature may do so.
Oh,
Me-
oh, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The unicorn only has certain charges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm not going
Mira, you see the creatures, but you don't recognize them. They're strange, they're wispy. Uh, Xena, these have to be some sort of fey creature, though you're not quite sure. You've noticed them, but you don't quite know them. Verity, however, you know that these are Sorsva. They, the many creatures, small, large, and everything in between, that journey to the lady for help, they can get stuck on their journey, mired in their own sadness. If they perish within this place, they become Sorsva, or the tiny wisps of spiteful malcontent. They yearn for resolution, but are too afraid to solicit it. And then when other creatures try to pass by Sorsva, they try and siphon the positive emotions, try to gain a glimpse of a life lived in another way. And as you are coming to this realization, you see where Sourglump is walking down the tunnels.
Oh, good. I'll share everything. Perhaps we should all stick together.
Uh,
to.
if,
Sour Glump?
if anyone would like to roll an insight check here. Oh.
Ooh, dice do not like me.
Well, this one isn't a terribly hard check, so all of you are able. The Sorsfa, with what you understand, don't seem to be affecting Sourglump, probably because he is already intensely sad and depressed. His walk seems uninhibited.
We should catch up to him.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you move through, I'm going to ask how you try to avoid the Sorsfa. You can try and dodge through a acrobatics or an athletics check, or if you've got some other uses of spells, abilities that you would like to try and make use of, you're welcome to do so as well.
What's the obstacle again?
Sorsva. They are small, sprite-like creatures, so they will probably try and fly towards you, but because they are wispy, they are ephemeral, they are ethereal, in nature. There's a word that I cannot say with enough coffee. So, you can try and duck out of the way and just physically avoid them, or you can try and rebuff them through perhaps a spell or something else. It's really up to your choice.
Well, if they're not affecting Sourglump because he's sad, then I'll just pretend to be extremely sad. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Cool. I'm gonna ask for a deception check.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a 22.
Okay. So,
For giggles, I think I'm gonna roll the acrobatics instead of athletics. Let's see how that goes.
sure.
Oh, 16.
16. You are very close to one of the wisps passing through you, but you suck in just enough that it barely passes by.
I'm
Verity.
going to try. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna explain what Verity has looked like. Verity, as you're moving through, calling upon these dour emotions, the Sorsva, they flutter close, but don't actively try to pass through you. It seems that perhaps your ruse is working.
Hmm.
Mira, what would you like to roll?
I'm going to try an athletics.
Go for it. 14. As you are just about to feel in the clear, you see one wisp that you hadn't noticed before. Unfortunately, 14 is not quite high enough for the DC. So as you are falling through this area, I need you to make me another wisdom saving throw, Mira. Mira, you become overcome with worry. You have now an emotional malaise. While affected by this, you have half speed. Your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks are at disadvantage, and there is a disadvantage on attack rolls as well, as there is just a heavy emotional worry or concern that overcomes your mind. And if you've got something that you think, whether it's a personal matter or just the state of the world at large, you're able to bring it forward. But otherwise, you can. You do have that afflicting you. I'm already on my second cup of coffee, guys. I need to kick in.
Is this visible to us?
You would see that there's a sort of change in Mira's demeanor.
I turn to Verity and go, "Hey, Verity,
Hmm.
do you? It looks. Do you know how long this effect lasts?"
Wait, is this considered being charmed?
It is not a charm effect. Goodness gracious.
Do I know how long it would last?
No, you're not afflicted. You've never had the
Oh.
emotional malady, but
And if I notice Mira is walking slowly, I'm gonna go gently over to them and go, are you okay?
I yeah. Sorry, I can't. Did you say something to me?
Yeah, are you okay?
I mean, it. How can I be right now? It's just so much.
Right, right. Um, okay, but let's try to stay closer with the group. Do you want some? Do you want some help? Do you want to hold my hand?
Why, thank you, but I'm not sure what we're even doing. But sure, thank you.
Okay. And if it's possible, I may gently encourage them to walk faster by. I don't want to say the word drag, but if it's possible to kind of help them move faster.
no, because they have half speed, so they can't move
Right.
faster than what they're currently at. So Mira,
Okay.
she is slowed, essentially.
Okay.
So if you want to stay as a group, you will have to match her speed.
Okay. Yeah. No splitting the party. So yeah.
As you walk along, more wisps begin to come through, and again, you have the group around you. Trosathos is able to avoid being struck by any of the wisps. He manages to dance out of the way. Sindri, while struck by a wisp, seems to be able to battle against any of the energies that try to be siphoned away. Lyra, you hear as His footsteps slow and begin to drag. I need to find the amulet. I need to recover it. I need to make her proud. How will I ever do that? And then you hear the fairies, Niari and Riccielda, who were also with you, and I forgot to mention them before. Riccielda is also, his wings droop and he drops to the ground, unable to even really flutter. Can't do anything. Just... The fairy kingdom needs to be kept safe against all the threats, including Muriel. I just can't do anything. You can hear the frustration alongside the sort of helplessness. Niari also has a sort of frustration in his voice, though it is more morose. What good is it to try and reach what my father's bar is? It won't help me protect my friends. It won't help me get Kitagali.
Oh boy.
Hmm?
Just oh boy.
Yeah, these are the trials of getting to the Lady of the Crooked Oak. Eventually, though, you do pass through the corridors. And as you get past the Sorsfa, you enter into the supplication chamber. Here is a dreary place. Let me see if I've got some music for it. This work? We'll find out. It might be too lively for what I want. But, yeah, that's way too much for what I want. We'll just do this. So, it is grim down in the supplication chamber. You see that there's creeping moss. It crawls along all the surfaces of these massive roots, dangles down all the way from the ceiling to the floor. It's a gloomy auditorium. The light here moves in the slivers and hazy sheets. And at the center, there is a dark and muddy spring. The waters here are reminiscent of the nearby Listless Lagoon. As you wait, looking around, a figure begins to appear, a shimmering form, some ghostly phantom that drifts up and circles slowly about the central roots in the chamber. You see with each turn about the roots, the form begins to emerge more and more until there is a wizened, beautiful fairy, pale, ghostly complexion, hair jet black in waves. And she looks at all of you, blinking with almost empty eyes, glazed in a way that seems beyond anything seen in life. Why have you come to see this sorrowful sprite?
I hope to have a curse broken.
And the rest of you.
Tina raises her hands and goes, I would like her curse broken. When they get there.
Would it not be simpler to allow yourself the rewards, perhaps, in giving up this figure to the Lady Windane?
Right now, Miara's completely out. She's apathetic towards everything.
Understandable.
It would seem that would be the simplest course of action, circumstances as they are. This was the option.
If anyone would like to roll an insight check here.
And I'm at a disadvantage for all ability checks.
Yes. Well, at least for this one, because it's wisdom based. Miara, the morose and malady that sinks in you makes your thoughts sluggish and hard to parse. Xena, Verity, the Lady of the Crooked Oak, seems to be waiting for something. You've said why you're here, and she has asked the question of why are you helping Verity, when the simpler answer would be to turn her over.
The thing. You know, I lost my family a while ago, and I didn't think I could ever have them or have that feeling again. But then I met these people. I met Verity, and she's become like a sister to me. And think the thought of having her trapped in somewhere she doesn't want to be, made to do things that she doesn't want to do, makes me very, very angry. And it's not right. It should be her choice without being made to make it. You know? Like everybody should have their free will. And this curse is hindering her from doing that. So yeah, it's gotta go.
Your words raise the spirits of the forlorn, but your hearts are concealed by shadow and duplicity. Sadness concealed cannot be abated. You proclaimed to stand against Windane's decree, and yet her instrument breathes treachery among you.
Huh?
What do you say?
There is, like the cuckoo, one amongst you that is not quite what it appears. But one will not know until the egg it breaks.
Until the egg it breaks. What egg? What?
I
And
cast
look around.
detect thoughts and just jump from person to person.
Yeah, who do you start with?
Would start with oh goodness, Pasathos.
Right now, Prasathos is thinking about bird facts as the cuckoo was brought up.
Cool. But great.
Mhm.
Got it. We'll move on to Sindri, just in case.
Sindri is looking through his mind. You can see that he is calculating each figures, so his mind becomes points of different people and what he is sort of noticing of them. And it's very based. There's stuff that you would see, closed off, tense, sad,
Mm-hmm. Sourglump,
slinky.
Slinky.
Yep, that's all that's on his mind.
But I can I'll move to Xena.
What's on Xena's mind? Surface
Angry.
thoughts.
Surface thoughts, angry. Who here is not who they seem to be. And I'm just glaring at different people.
That makes sense. And then I'll move to Miera.
What are Miera's surface thoughts currently?
Mira's just in like a complete. She's not really thinking much of anything. She's just concentrating to. She's putting all her energy just to make it through, that she's not really even aware of what's going on. She's just has no awareness at the moment.
That leaves one. Laura.
Well, you still have Niari and Riccialda as
That's
well.
right. Oh, that's right. See? So we'll move through those two and then to Laura last.
Okay. Niari is on high alert. He's doing much the same as Sindri, but with less sort of bias. He's highly untrustful, trying to figure things out and you can understand. Riccialda is Riccialda's thinking about potential battle strategies in case a fight breaks out. And Lyra is thinking Niari.
What the heck is Neon?
Niari is one of the figures here. Like, there's just a resolute Niari in Lyra's mind.
Odd.
Oh, right.
Someone here is not being truthful.
It's Riccialda that says, yeah, that's what the lady said.
Thank you.
I mean, if we're just pointing out the obvious. Ricky, stop.
I'll look to Laura. Why are you thinking so singularly on Niari?
Well, you heard him in the tunnels. There's nothing that can be done to save his friends. Except for if the lady can be believed, trading you in.
Xena's feet just slightly shifts towards Laura. And I look over at Verity. And I kind of jerk stupidly, probably pretty obvious, kind of jerk my head forward, nod over to him, kind of encouraging her to go deeper. Although I don't know if Verity picks up on my stupid, clumsy movement.
I would say with how many people that she had gone through, the minute is gone. Because detect thoughts only lasts a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And she went through everybody.
Well, hold on. Okay, yeah. That's...
Is that her ability or a spell?
The
It's a spell.
ability allows her to cast the spell detect thoughts. So
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
she can just cast it without components, if I remember correctly, through the ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I go towards him.
As
And I
you
go-
move, he steps back, and you think that he wouldn't trade her in to save his true love?
Here's the thing. I'm kind of concerned that you are thinking about somebody else instead of yourself.
Everyone else
What
here
would
is
you-
trying...
If anyone would like to roll for me a insight check here at this moment.
There's that.
Oh no, Verity.
Yeah.
Xena.
Mm.
Nyari never mentioned anything about a true love.
Mm-hmm.
This would be what one would call insider knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Or definitely not something that an outsider would know.
Mm. This person is how far from me?
He stepped back, so I would say he's 15 feet from you.
I would like to lunge and grapple them.
Cool. As soon as you move, he shatters an orb. I need everyone to make me a wisdom save.
Oh no!
You have the unicorn.
Yep. That's D4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me double check that this is actually wisdom. Yeah, it's just wisdom.
19. 19's pretty good.
18.
No, I'm gonna save it.
So, Xena's fine. Miera's fine. Verity, that is a failure.
Mm.
Nyari fails. Rikielda is fine. Sindri fails. And Prasathos fails. So, as the orb shatters all around you, for those that failed, become entrenched in your deepest fears. You are frightened, and you see nightmares. And as they manifest here, we are rolling initiatives. Oh, and I need to roll for Sour Glump as well. Sour Glump also fails.
Oh, no.
Your initiative is not at disadvantage.
Okay. I am not at disadvantage.
No, it's only the mental stats that were at disadvantage due to the malady.
Is there anyone I should give Vigilant Blessing to?
That would have been before we rolled, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, just keep that in mind. So
16.
16, heck yeah. So let's get battle music. And then, oh, right. Aurora needs to roll as well. Aurora's fine.
Am I anywhere close to being out of my malaise?
I'm not in this encounter, but there's, I'll let you know, because it lasts an hour in total, which you've not yet completed in game world, but that's coming up because you have been walking. So it was Sentry was affected by Aurora, Prosopos, and Kelda, if I remember correctly.
And were these guys, with my movement, were they within my range of initiative bonus?
What is the range on that? 30?
30.
Then yes.
Okay.
So, it's going to be then Miera will go first, and then Xena, then Verity, our baddies, and then NPCs. So, Miera, you are the first to act in our initiative order. What is it that you would like to do? As Lura seems to be the one to worry about.
Am I able to hold concentration?
Yeah, you didn't get hit by anything, and so if you've got a spell that you need to concentrate on, you're able to do so.
And if I need to make a saving throw on concentration, am I at a disadvantage?
Let me double check on that. Probably not, because it is a Constitution save. Yeah, so you'd be fine. And this only affects the checks anyway. No saves would be affected. So.
Okay, so I am going to cast Bless on myself, Verity, and Xena.
Hell yeah. So, Bless goes into effect. And anything else from Miera?
Let's see. Just... I passed.
All right, no worries. With that, Xena, it'll come to your turn.
I would like to finish my movement to get to him.
Okay.
Overwhelming strikes with Great Weapon Master.
Can you make a Wisdom saving throw, please?
Indomitable.
Okay.
And I would like to go. Am I allowed to use the unicorn on top of the indomitable?
Sure. Does Indomitable use your reaction, though? Just to make sure that you know that.
I think it does. Okay, so it's
cool.
16.
All right. Total of 16. Okay. You feel for a moment where you're trying to get against a charm that is trying to have you redirect the attack, but you're able to break that charm, and your attack goes through as normal.
Okay, that is 34 points of damage.
Okay.
And Xena feeling that, she's not going to go overwhelming, and she's just going to do regular attack and no great weapon master. Holy crap. 34 to hit.
34 will hit.
Do I have to do wisdom again?
He used his reaction.
Oh, that was his reaction. Oh my god. Okay, that is going to be 20, no, it's regular 15
Okay.
to points of damage. If that one goes through, I'm gonna do overwhelming again because, maybe...
Actually, you would have had to do overwhelming because it's of the way that it functions.
Okay.
But, because if you do, because it's the, reckless.
It's the entire run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you don't do it on your first one, you can't do it, but if you do it on your first one, it's all your attacks.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to crit fish on that or just let it go?
No, just let it
I feel
go.
like we should let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just so that way you're
Second
aware
one
in the future.
Good to know. That is a crit. Natural 20. Bastard's gotta die. That is going to be 24. Is 56 points of damage. And because it's a crit, I get to roll my bonus action. Okay, that is 30 to hit for a total of 26 points of damage.
Okay. And, with that, anything else from Xena?
I growl at him.
Okay. Verity, we come to your turn. You are overcome by the weird spell. What is it that you see?
Verity's deepest fear is being alone, trapped. So she would feel chains around her mother, Utit, and every bad thing that's happened to her in the past 2 years. But she's stuck. She can't do anything to save herself.
Mm-hmm. Do you do anything on your turn?
If I could, I'd like to cast Foresight.
So, you are frightened, and so you can 100% cast, but just know that what you see is everything that you just described. So,
Right.
if you feel that, Verity in this situation would cast Foresight, or if perhaps there's a fear of people knowing your capabilities and trying to use that against you, but 100%.
Oh no, I would cast.
Okay.
Trying to save myself.
Yeah, totally. As you cast Foresight, that is your action. Do you do anything with your bonus action?
No.
At the end of your turn, I need a wisdom saving throw.
The 10.
That is 34 points of psychic damage.
Oh!
And as you take that 34 points of psychic damage, and as it comes to the turn of our bad guy, we have our first ad break for this session. So, Please stick around with us. We will be right back to see how things are going to turn out. But before we head out, I just want to ask that you hang out and chat and let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable. You can also make any direct donation to my Ko-fi. We have a link for that on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support your GM and provide them their much needed caffeine, but also will provide awesome perks for the entire Wild Witch RP community, benefiting everyone who plays with us for the next month. Perks can include awesome things like new companions, new quests, double treasure, and double XP. So, we love you all, and we will be right back. Alrighty, we are coming back in here in the middle of battle, and as we are doing so, it is our baddies go, and what happens here is immediately our figure, Lyra, is going to conjure forth 3 shadowy entities, and in that same moment dissipates, turning gaseous, and leaves you with these 3 shadowy entities, which will go for Xena as you are the closest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the first one misses.
Mm-hmm.
The second one comes close with a 25, but will still miss.
Yes.
And the other one will miss as well. So you have these 3 entities, and the one that comes close, you can feel almost the chill of death that runs off of the hands that try and grasp you. And then it is our NPCs go, and we'll start with those that are unaffected, which would be Riccialda or Chrysothos. And Chrysothos is going to try and get over to Verity and help break you out of it, but Verity, you are unaware of anything outside of your illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's roll for Sindri. Sindri breaks free of his illusion. Sour Glump does not.
Oh.
Niari does not. And both take damage. Slinky, I'm sorry! And Mira, you are the first to act as we come back to the top of the turn. What is it that you would like to do? You see that there are 3 sort of shadowy wraith-like entities here.
Huh. I mean, I'm thinking this probably is a bad idea, but I'm wondering if I should try to cast Banishment on one of them.
You can always try.
I think I'm going to do it.
Okay. That is a charisma save, correct?
Correct.
As you, your finger, and you cast the spell, pointing at one of these figures, the eyes turn to you, and for a moment they are a shining glow about them, and a voice whispers across the area. I will not be banished. But before the words can continue, the failed save does take effect, and whew, the figure is banished. So,
Nice.
anything else from Miera this turn?
I hope that wasn't the one that Xena just damaged.
I haven't damaged any of them.
No,
Oh,
the
okay.
other figure is already gone. However, this does mean that Bless goes away because Banishment is another concentration.
Oh.
No, banishment is good. Banishment is good.
But, Xena,
It is
Yeah.
concentration?
both of them are concentration, yeah. Because you concentrate a minute and the Banishment can take full effect, or the creature comes
Okay.
back. But, Xena, it is your turn.
I would like to go ahead and ask that. Can you make me a 23 con saves as I cast Thunderstep? Thunderclap.
Sure. That's a 20 and a 19.
All right.
But you would notice that these figures, They are resistant to thunder damage.
Okay. But does the fact that I challenged them, does that go through?
I'm going to say no because they are immune to charmed
Okay.
conditions, so...
Okay. No problem. That's the end of turn.
With that, Verity,
Mm-hmm.
you are still trapped in your illusion.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
First, I imagine in this illusion, more and more figures that come out of the shadows. So there would be, like She Who Speaks and the Herald, Sindri with the scepter, just everything that has scared Verity. I'm trying desperately to save myself.
How does that look?
I'm pulling on the chains that are holding me. I'm screaming for help.
So you all would be able to hear where Verity is calling out for help, as you are not trapped in any illusion. And Prasathos nearby, and he's just, I'm trying to help Verity, I don't know what I'm doing! Verity, at the end of your turn, if you take no actions or bonus actions, you can remake your wisdom save.
Okay. No, it's 10.
That'll be 16 points of psychic damage this time.
Cool.
Xena. There are two wraith-like figures nearby. One will focus itself on you and try to drain life once again. With a 16, it will miss, however.
Uh-oh.
The other one
Uh-oh.
goes towards Miera.
Does that trigger opportunity attack?
It would be leaving your melee range, so.
Okay. Retaliatory strike.
Well,
Uh,
it hasn't attacked yet, so this would be
well,
either...
Oh, yeah. Just up attack. Straight up
Yeah.
attack. Same roll and same modifier. 32 to hit
Okay.
for a total of 19 points of damage.
Okay. 19 points of damage to this figure that is a heavy strike. But it still makes its way over and will try and hit. That is, however, a natural one, so Miera is safe this turn. And our NPCs get to go, and Sindri's going to cast a Dispel Magic and try and break the illusion around Verity. But Sindri, as much as he's pushing against, there's a wavering, the illusion holds. And that is his action. Riccialda is going to shake out of it and flies over next to Miera's side and pulling out a sword, takes a strike. And just misses hitting this this shadow figure. And then let's roll for Sour Glump and Niari, who are stuck in the illusion still. Sour Glump does not break free. Niari does not break free. Oof, that is a heavy hit this round. You hear a mournful cry from Niari. Kitagali, no! And we come back to the top of the round. Miera, you have one of these shadow wraith-like figures in front of you, but you also have a companion at your side trying to defend and fight. What are you doing?
Ooh. Is companion near me giving a flanking advantage?
Not currently, but you can definitely move without provoking an attack of opportunity to close that flank.
Okay, and that would not break concentration.
Nope.
And what does flanking do again?
If you are both within melee, any melee attacks in a flank will be at advantage. So closing that, so if you've got any sort of like a shocking grasp, a touch spell like that, or if you've got a dagger, sword, anything melee would be at advantage.
Okay, so I could cancel out my disadvantage.
Correct.
And dispel magic, would it work on either my melees or Verity's illusion?
The dispel magic, you would have noticed that Sindri was trying to do that on the effect of the spell that is holding us Verity. So it probably would. Your effect is more akin to a curse, so you'd probably need something along the lines of a greater restoration.
Okay, so I am going to close the gap to flank the shadow creature, and then I am going to use Booming Blade.
Hell yeah.
So I am going to use my Warhammer +4 to hit. Oh, come on. Oh,
It becomes a 13 because you get a +2 to all of your attack rolls. And a 13 is just what you need to hit this figure.
I thought it was a 1 at first.
You are good.
Okay, so I am going to roll for damage. Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah. So, with that, your Warhammer cuts through the sort of almost shadow entity, and it dissipates, leaving the one near Xena, and then you do still have the concentration on the banished one. And I believe that it will be it for your turn, Mira. So,
I end turn.
Xena. Oh, do we have an AFK Xena?
Sorry. Soon, like hearing Verity's call for help, that agonizing scream just cuts through Xena's heart. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the shadow figure, risking an up attack.
Cool. It will take that with a 24. It comes close, but no cigar.
Okay. I'm gonna go rush over to Verity, and I'm gonna drop my axe. Take out the unicorn that she gave me. I'm gonna go and put it into her hands. And go, Verity, come back. Please come back. And try to do help action if possible. Otherwise, that's it. That's it. End of turn.
You can provide it, however, because Verity is unaware of anything outside of her illusion, you do not benefit Verity.
Okay.
That is Xena's turn, so Verity, it is your turn.
Okay. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna cast Maddening Darkness around everyone coming at me.
Okay.
and hope that that helps me.
So as you cast this, are you doing it like right in front of you?
I don't imagine these figures being right in front. I feel like they would be not terribly far, maybe 30 feet, and just continually coming out of the shadows.
Okay. So as the maddening darkness comes into a light, into a darkness, past the illusion, but of course in what you see as well, Verity, that is your action.
Mhm.
Do you do anything else on your turn?
No.
At the end of your turn, you may remake your wisdom save.
It's a 12.
I have a question, Game Master, before you render a verdict.
Mm-hmm.
Will the ability or feat of Willed by Blood come into effect where I sacrifice 30 points of my health, giving her another chance?
Have you used your reaction this turn?
No, I have not.
Then, yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. Taking 30 points of damage as this dark shadows from my body just come and encircle her. And Verity, please reroll.
It's a 10.
Uh, that is 29 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
The wraith that you have left, Xena, is
Mhm.
going over towards you.
Mhm.
But an 11 will
Does the
miss.
Wraith get Booming Blade?
This is a different wraith. The one that was in front of you with your booming
Oh,
blade,
right.
you absolutely obliterated it. But an 11 misses, so you're fine. Our NPCs are going to go. Sindri's going to try again to dispel magic. He's got the spell slots. Sindri, unfortunately, does not dispel the magic. So he'll continue trying, maybe, but let us roll for Sour Glump and Niari. Niari breaks free, so he's out of it. Sour Glump, however, takes more damage. Oof, Sour Glump's not looking too good. But we come to the top of the round. Miera, what would you like to do?
Can I get into range of the shadow?
You can.
And can I again do a flanking approach?
I'm going to say because Xena has her back to the shadow, you can get into an area where a flank can be closed, but there's no, it's not closed at this current time because she's engaged in something else.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. And
If you want, you can hold your action to make the attack once the flank is engaged.
oh, okay, so I'm going to hold action until the flank is closed.
Okay, so as you move up, you can kind of tell Xena that you're here. Xena, we do come to your turn.
I feel the shadow behind me,
You would.
and I scream in frustration. I turn around,
Okay.
providing, to engage the shadow.
Okay. So as that happens, you turn around. That will engage the flank. If Miara, you would like to take your reaction here real quick for the held action.
So I am again going to cast Booming Blade.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, that's a 10. Plus 2. Does a 12 hit?
Unfortunately, the 12 will just miss. So as you attempt to strike out, it's not quite enough.
Okay.
But, Xena, you have your turn.
Yeah. I want to go ahead and punch it in the face.
Okay.
If it has a face.
Somewhat has a face.
Okay.
Don't forget
that is
you're in a
going to be-
flank.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I will take the 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah, that's 10 points of damage.
Are your fists considered magical weapons?
Nope.
Okay, it does not seem to take the full damage.
That's fantastic, Faye. That is a brutal critical.
Okay.
Although I don't have a melee weapon, so probably not. Again, that's going to be 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then that is going to be 22 to hit for another 10 points of damage. And I scream at it more, and that's the end of my turn.
I will let you know that this thing is hanging on by a thread, but it is still present. As Verity,
Mm,
you are still in the illusion.
I am.
What are you doing?
Calculating distance and just doing everything that I can to keep myself safe. I'm gonna send a witch bolt towards my mother.
Okay.
I have foresight. A 26.
Well, it would have been the 20 because you are under the frightened condition, so
That's
disadvantage.
right.
But
Sorry.
go ahead, roll damage for me.
Yeah, sure. Oh god. That's really good damage.
All
It's
right.
45.
Cool. A bolt of energy crackles out from Verity and impacts into that area of darkness before it dissipates. Because I believe maddening darkness is concentration.
Yeah, it is. Oh, wait, hold on, is it? It is, yeah.
Yeah, and the witch bolt is also concentration. So
Yeah, it is.
there is a crackling energy that impacts and seems to light up this area, but you see nothing there. Meanwhile, Verity, in your mind, it does seem to impact against your mother, but there's like this sort of crackling energy that protects her, almost absorbing your spell. Go ahead, roll for me your wisdom save at the end.
Yeah. Oh.
27. You break out of the illusion, and you blink, and the chains are gone. Your friends are here. There is the last remaining of the entities, the shadows, and it's looking pretty rough. But that is the end of your turn. And this thing is going to, risking the opportunity attacks from both Miera and Xena, is going to go and try and get to Verity. So if the two of you, if you have a reaction available, would like to make that attack. Miera, your reaction was spent on your held action.
Okay.
So, Xena.
I think I kind of noticed something behind me, like a gasp or whatever, and I turned to look, and I missed the opportunity attack.
Then that is going to be a 23 to hit Verity.
That was a
Oh, crap!
disadvantage.
That brings it down to a 22.
That still hits.
All right, and that will be a total of 19 points necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And can you make me a Constitution saving throw?
Uh-huh. That's a 17.
All right, that's all that you take. It's just the necrotic damage.
Okay.
But with that, she's going to be our NPC to go. And for Sothos nearby, you, Verity, will provide the help action for you. And Sour Glump will break free of the effect. So everyone is out of it. Top of the round, Miera, you have the last of the figures here. What would you like to do?
I flank him, or is Verity turned away?
So Verity is in an engaged position. There is the flank opportunity available here if you'd like to close it.
I am going to close it and then again cast Booming Blade.
Hell yeah.
So 19 hits. I'm assuming.
Oh, most definitely.
And 8 points of damage.
Which will get a total, because you get the +2, total of 10. And yeah, as that Warhammer strikes down, that's enough damage. And this one goes away. And at the end of it, you are no longer bound by combat, and you, for a moment, hold your breath. See if the other one will return. But it doesn't.
Can I check to see where that Luna or lunatic, whatever name is around? Hidden somewhere.
Last you saw, he turned gaseous and went to the edges of the room. You can try and find him, but with a quick look, you do not see any sort of...
I think there's a lot of swearing words.
You would notice that the ghostly fairy woman from the lake, the Lady of the Crooked Oak, is still present. She stays near the center of the miry portion of this room and watches you. And then her eyes fall to you, Verity. Malakari sent you here to the lady. She told you not to confront your mother. But she was wrong. The mistress of Windane has given this cursed life with her own essence. She has woven it into being. Only she can sunder its power. As the lady steps away from the center, she approaches you, Verity, and you can see sort of dripping footprints, a wet trail that comes to you. She'll gently grasp your hands from the wrists, and the hands are cold as ice, damp. And she raises each wrist to your ear. And as you are perhaps confused, she says, "Listen to the magic." Verity,
Mm-hmm.
would you roll for me a medicine check?
Sure. A 20.
Unsure of what this figure might be meaning, you try to listen, and you hear it. A rhythmic thump, thump, thump. It's a heartbeat, but not in time to the racing of yours. This must be Muriel's.
How is that possible?
If anyone would like to roll a Arcana check here. Verity. You think of the strength of the curse, the fact that you can hear the life beat. It has to be threaded with Muriel's own life energy. And as you're saying that, you hear the Lady of the Crooked Oak. Tethered and bound by shared blood. Verity,
Hmm.
you know that you were adopted.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense what the lady says, this shared blood.
There must be something else. This isn't possible. This
What is believed, what was told, and what is are often not one and the same. The blood of life. It is more than the stories told by our elders, especially those whose aims are shrouded in the mist. Magic can weaken the bond, but it will not break. Only the one who cast it may sunder it. For the source of energy, the star that brings warmth to fade.
and I have to go back.
You will not succeed alone. Grief overwhelms the loneliest heart, such as it has your mother's. Whether you challenge her in her house or elsewhere, you must have more. She is alone, but the shreds of her matron. But at your side are living souls, and others, more who have suffered at her hand. Like you, they must rise, and only together will you be strong enough. Confront your destiny, or live in fear until you die. And with that, the lady becomes less solid. Her form begins to trip into a watery, amorphous existence that flows backwards into the spring in the center of the room. And the roots begin to part, allowing you a easier exit than your trip down here.
After she disappears, I think I look over at Sindri and motion him to join us, and then ask Verity to step aside away from the others, if she allows it.
I'll move away.
Verity. All this time, I thought your adopted mother, wanted you back to take your rightful place as the heir of the Windane house, to be with her and learn things and do all the lordship or ladyship type of things. But it seems like I was wrong.
It's the only thing I know. What I was raised for was taking over the house at some point. It's not something that I want, but it seems I might not have a choice.
And that the crooked lady had mentioned something about a matron. Is she also like a warlock type of thing with a patron like Tithway for you?
I don't know.
Well, like the crooked lady said, that's one thing that you have is you have friends with you. Um, Whatever you need. If you think that you need to go back to confront her, I'm with you.
Well, we heard the Lady of the Crooked Oak. If we are to break this curse, we have to attack it at its source. That means going back to the manor. Or we try and find some way to suppress it, but it would always be there. Always be able to be plucked upon and strung and more danger than not.
And we go back.
Okay.
So, as you leave the central area, Prasathos would play a quiet and inspiring melody, trying to cheer up each other. Mira, your malady fades. The fairies, Niari and Rikilda, will join your side as they need to rescue their friends.
What's Sour Glump like right now?
Sour Glump is also coming along with you, though you would know that he never gained the lady's assistance in finding his friend Slinky. Though he doesn't seem as sad.
To give Barry and Sindri some privacy, I'm gonna go over to Sour Glump and just walk next to him.
Okay. Easy enough done. Though in the essence of time, any sort of private moments happen off screen. Hours go by as you tread, and between Verity, your general knowledge of the whereabouts of your house, having to work in reverse, essentially, and with the knowledge of both Niari and Gielda, you return to the domain of Twilight, and you find the road to pass by the Winding Estate. Here you see that the region is dismal, eerie. It is shrouded in ominous gray and indigo mist. And Verity, the last time you were here, though the land definitely felt dark and foreboding, it definitely did not look as dreadful. And anyone who would like to roll either Arcana or History may do so at this time. Verity and Mira, you know and can realize here that it is under the influence of the dark fey realm of night. The malign nature of that part of Vale de Fera seems to be encroaching on the Windane estate here at the border of Twilight. As you make that connection, that realization, you begin to catch glimpses of fey spirits, shades, sprites. Winds move unnaturally. And anyone who would like to roll for me Insight or Arcana. Verity, Miera. This is likely at the hands of the growing influence of the powerful spirit that Lady Windane serves, the one that Niari had mentioned. You are eclipsing the end of the road, and it is here at last that you see the dark and dreary Windane Manor. Sirenscape, gosh dang it. It stands tall and umbral against the glowing, ever-evening sky. And as you are looking at the manor ahead of you, go ahead, roll for me, everybody, perception checks. Behind you, you all hear the sound of a cart approaching. As you turn, you can see that there is a cart, of course, but it is being pulled by these burly fey creatures that have almost human-like faces. You recognize them as Yethhounds. And there are several figures that walk alongside the cart. One of them in armor that is clearly visible, but there's no quite recognition too far away. But amongst your group, it seems Sourglump has also caught sight of the cart. And he's, "Ooh, puppies!"
Oh my god.
I don't quite think those are puppies, Sourglump.
Oh, but they're big dogs. The fur ain't good. Go over and give them the scritchies.
Not yet. Let's see what happens.
Go ahead, roll me a persuasion check to see if you can keep Sourglump from rushing to give the scritches.
22.
Okay. So the cart is traveling the same road as you are, which means that it is heading towards the Windane estate. Do you stay on the road, or do you try and take cover in the nearby foliage?
I have no reason to hide.
Okay. Everyone's out here trying to kidnap you, and I've got no reason to hide. I love it.
Listen, I'm going.
So, and if you don't move off the road, then the cart does move to slow down. It doesn't quite fully stop as it gets close enough for you to recognize the armored figure as the one you had done battle with, the one that had delivered the cursed letter to you, Verity. You see that the other figures beside this armored individual are constructed of rotten vines and twigs. And that there on the cart is some sort of cage based on the size of the covered aspect, but it is underneath a heavy leather blanket or tarp. But there's the glow of soft lights underneath that flutter about, such like pixies or fairies. Well, I would say that I am surprised to see you here, but I am not. Comes from the armored individual.
We really should stop meeting like this. what with the cards, guards and whatnot.
Either we can handle this the easy way, and I can invite you into the cart with the rest of the figures that are being delivered, or you can make my life difficult.
When have I ever been anything other than difficult?
There is a nod, very resigned, and as this happens, you see the twig figures move to become a bit more hostile as we are going to roll initiatives here.
And is it too late to give somebody the digital blessing?
I would say that during the time of walking, you could have easily given that vigilant blessing out. So if there is someone you would like to give that benefit to, easily done.
I'm trying to think who. I'll give it to Verity.
All right.
And earlier there was a time in which we were or several hours have passed. Were we in one place for 4 hours or more?
No, you've been walking through those hours, so no
Okay,
rest.
so I didn't have a chance to trance.
Right.
Okay.
But, Verity, you get to add a D8 to your initiative. Okay, so that will be bam, bam, and then don't forget to roll Miara's initiative as well.
I rolled a 10.
All right, and so with Xena's bonus, that'll get you up to a 16. So it'll be Xena, and then Verity, Miara, NPCs, and baddies. So, Xena, you are the first to act as you see that these entities of plant matter are getting hostile and aggressive. What would you like to do?
Well, first freak out because, plants. So I will if I can get to it within 40 feet, may I start swinging my great axe?
Sure, easily.
Okay. Overwhelming strikes with Great Weapon Master, because again, plants. That is going to be 20 to hit for a total of 32 points of damage.
Okay.
Brutal critical.
All right.
That is going to be 66 points of damage.
One of the plant figures goes down.
How many plant figures are there?
A total of 4.
Okay, I'm gonna do my last attack.
Okay.
That is going to be 27 to hit.
Okay.
For a total of 29 points of damage. But I'm not gonna take the next bonus attack because of crit. That's the end of turn.
Okay. Verity, it is your go.
We're going to send some Eldritch Blasts to this figure. He wasn't in melee or anything. We were
Not yet.
conversating distance. It's a 21 to hit.
Alrighty.
For 11 force.
Okay.
A 29 for 9. I'd say 34 for 15.
Okay.
And a 33 for 15.
All right, and this was all at our armored guy.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Alrighty. With that, it will then be any bonus actions?
No. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay.
Let's do that. Oh, that's good. And that would be my turn.
All right. So with that, it will come then to Miera, your go. What would you like to do? You've got 3 of the sort of vine-like existences, as well as the armored figure and the cart.
Okay, how much damage did Xena do to the vine creature before it fell?
Like 90 points of damage because she got a crit and did like 66 with her crit.
Okay, so I'm not going to risk casting sleep. I might not get enough aid. I'm going to cast Bless on the 3 of us.
Okay, Bless sits in effect. And
I am going to stay where I am.
alright, as you stay where you are, it will be our NPCs go, and Miari and Riccialda flutter off to go and try and undo the cage, and they'll call for the help of Sour Glump. Hey, big guy, get over here! Sour Glump will go because it's nearby the puppies. But Sindri will assist in trying to fight off some of the figures here, and his arcane blast will go towards the blight figures, but both of his attacks will miss, unfortunately, which means that it's our bad guys go. And as the combat is in full swing, you can see where at the manor house the door opens and figures are coming out. You see 2 spider-like entities in dark sort of chitinous existence are making their way towards where you all stand, probably in favor of your enemies, but they are not quite there yet. There is a 3rd figure that you can't quite see from the shadows, but our armored figure is going to move in towards Verity, draws forth the blade, and will take his swings, and first attack misses with a 10. Second attack is an 11.
No.
You're fine. There are blights and big slam attacks. A 9 misses Xena. And a 16 would miss Xena, and then the other one is going to make their way over towards Mira to do a slam attack. But a 9 misses Mira. So, Xena, you've got 2 blights on you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, the blight's gotta go. Overwhelming strikes with Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
That is going to be 26 to hit. For a total of 30 points of damage.
Okay.
That is going to be 19 to hit for a total of 25 points of damage.
That blight in front of you goes down, but you still have a
Okay,
second
can I
one.
take- Yep. That is going to be 26 to hit
Mhm.
for a total of 29 points of damage.
Okay.
And we have right now on board, as I see it, it's this one blight, 2 spider-like creature, and then 1 knight, right?
2 blights, because you've got the one in front of you still, and then the one in front of Miera. You've got the
Okay.
armored figure that you had done battle with before, the one that delivered the letter to Verity.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the 2 massive spider things that are coming your way, and another figure in the doorway.
Okay. I would like to go ahead and do action surge.
Okay.
And then continue to hit the thing in front of me, the blight.
Yeah.
That is going to be 19 to hit for a total of 32 points of damage.
All right.
That is 30 to hit for 30 points of damage.
Goes down.
Okay. How far are the spiders from me?
They're way off. They're coming from the
Way off,
house.
okay. Can I go over to the one that's on Mira and provide a flank position and punch it in the mouth?
Sure.
That is going to be 32 to hit for 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and that's end of turn.
All right, and this is where we have to take our next ad break. So please stick around, let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we can keep our games affordable, though you can always make a donation for cool perks for the Wildwitch RP community to my Ko-fi. We have a link for that on screen. Stick around. We will be right back. All right, so we are coming back in. Xena's turn has just finished out. Verity, we come to your go. There are the Vine Blight that is in front of Mira. There is the figure in front of you in the armor, and then of course you see these massive spider-like existences in shadowy armor or Titan carapace that is coming towards you and your group.
I would like to cast Fast Step, and I'll poof about 30 feet away from the figure that was in front of me.
Okay.
Uh,
In which direction?
but not towards the house.
Okay.
Do I want to be closer to those spider things? No.
Just gotta make
Oh.
sure.
Yeah. And I'll send some blasts back his way. First is a 34 for 17 force,
Okay.
then a 32 for 16,
Okay.
a natural 20 for 15, 22 force, and a 32 for 16.
Okay. So, as Verity released these Eldritch Blasts into this figure, it's far stepped away. You have 30 feet of movement, should you so wish.
No, I'm gonna stay put.
All right. Miara, it is your turn. What would you like to do as you see the energies shifting?
So I am going to take the flanking attack.
Okay.
So that's a 22, which so let me I'm just checking in on effective bless again. I'm going to roll a d4 just to make sure. Okay, so that's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, most definitely is going to hit. Let's see some damage.
Six damage.
Alrighty, so 6 damage to this thing, is definitely a hit, but he still seems to be in fighting condition. Anything else from Miara?
Where's everybody else with HP at the moment?
Xena is very good.
I'm pretty okay.
Okay, I'm going to end turn.
Alright, sounds good. Then it is going to be our NPCs go, and seeing the figures that are on the way, Nyari is going to... Alright guys, I suggest that we book it. Anyone has tried to fight those spider guardians, has ended up either captured or killed. And then Rickyalda nearby is going to encourage Sour Glump, and it's like, come on, big man, just break the cage open. And Sour Glump's going to try and break the cage open.
Kitty, so glue.
It is a massive feat of strength, except that Sour Glump is already pretty strong, being of ogre lineage, and the cage is broken open.
Hell yeah.
Which will free the pixies and fairies that are inside, and are able to start fluttering out, and they definitely flee. And our bad guys are going to go. As the as the spider entities get closer, the armored figure is going to he's going to take the dodge action. So he's just standing in a more defensive position. And the Blight is going to go for a slam attack, this time turning away from Mira and trying to slam against Xena for interrupting. But a 22 misses, so you're fine. And as the Spider Guardians do get closer, they, you can see, are massive. They are huge. What you thought looked like just dark carapace looks more like iron here. They have an exuding and menacing aura that just seems to roll off of them. As Xena, it is your turn.
Okay, so right now, the one that I was flanking with Mira is gone, right?
No,
No, it's still there. I apologize.
you
Okay.
only did 10 damage to it.
Oh!
It hasn't been hit.
21 to hit for a total of 26 points of damage.
Okay.
Brutal critical.
Okay.
For 54 points of damage.
It goes down.
Okay. The closest thing are the spiders, right?
No, the closest thing would be the armored entity, but he's taken the dodge action. The spiders are getting closer here.
Yeah, but Verity's attacking it, and I feel like Verity should have the but the fairy said not to go attack the spiders, right?
He said that anyone who has tried to fight the spiders has either ended up captured or killed.
Okay. Does the armored guard look like he's been hurt badly, or kind of like hurt?
Hard to say for sure. He's wearing a full suit of armor, and he's standing in a very defensive position.
I would like to go do something stupid. Can I go over there and try to... I mean, that is way too stupid. Xena wouldn't be that stupid.
You get closer to him, you
get
get closer to the spiders. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go stand next to Verity end the turn.
All right, so as Xena moves back next to Verity, we come to your go.
We should run, no?
That's what I'm saying. I trust the locals.
Well, then we run. We get out of here.
All right, so Verity, you begin the process of running.
Yes.
All right. Miera, it is your turn. There is no more blight in front of you. Your friends seem to be taking the threat seriously. What are you doing?
I'm going to go run with them.
Okay.
As I move my full distance this turn, am I still within guiding bolt range of the spiders?
You would be, yes.
So I am now. Well, question: when I upcast a spell, I have to decide I'm upcasting it before I cast it, correct?
Correct.
And now I'm debating with myself whether it's a good idea or if I'm just going to make them want to chase us more. I asked my party member, or the rest of the party, their thoughts on that.
I say unless we can kill it, don't waste
Then
spell
I'm
slot.
going to just run for it and not try to do anything. Do anything to provoke them.
As you run for it, you can hear the sound of the iron legs here. They skitter, and it's fast. And for a moment, you think that they're going to get to you, and then there is a sound of a crash, a thud, as you see that as the spiders try to chase you during your escape, they tumble into a large earthen pit trap. It seems someone has dug a sinkhole underground, deliberately catching the guardians. As you begin now to run, you can see that last figure, the one that was from the doorway, is a somewhat familiar face. It's a little different, but it looks like Laura. It seems that it was true. That figure was the one, the insider. But you are able to escape, and as you do so, you are no longer bound by initiative. You hear a shriek as you run of something underground before as the creatures begin, the spider guardians are trying to struggle to get out. But as you leave, making it to safety, what you don't see, Holoron, the illusionist, nods to his companion Vrathia. Armor. They will rest soon enough. After Holoron finds what he needs to, shifting into a raven and flying in the direction that you all fled. You are with Riccialda and Niari on the way to Vinyarva, as the Great Tree and the Fairy Kingdom should offer an area of assistance and safety. As you are traveling, you learn of those that you rescued. There are fairies who come from Vinyarva, who were patrolling the grounds when they were captured, as well as a pixie and Spriggan, who were on their own adventures when they were ambushed by Vrathiel. Along your journey, there's a rumbling beneath your feet, and for a moment you concerned, but Sourglump shows no signs of worry, and as the ground explodes outwards, you hear his excited exclamation, "Oh, Slinky!"
Oh,
And what you see is a flutterworm. If anyone would like to roll for me, Arcana or Nature. Mira, this is just a lovely sort of worm-like entity of vines and flowers, a little large, but seems friendly enough as you see these bright pink and yellow flowers all over this creature's back as he's reunited with Sourglump. Xena and Verity, you know that flutterworms are cousins to purple worms, but they are underneath the influence of fey magic. They've merged with the foliage of the wild twilight domain and have become part plant. Their bodies are composed of long strands of animated roots, and can often be mistaken for shambling mounds. Primarily, they eat vegetation when possible, but are omnivorous and curious, and can, and infrequently do, eat unwary and small creatures. So you know that if aggravated or angered, Absolutely, they can
Who
demolish
is it?
large creatures and groups of reckless cavalier adventurers, and that their mood is exhibited by sprouting flowers along their vines, colors resembling the shades associated with emotions, though in times of sadness their flowers will wilt.
So let me get this straight. This is somewhere between a purple worm who has swallowed Xena before to vines and trees and plant-like things which has swallowed Xena before.
That's exactly what it is.
That is fantastic, Faith. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
So, it is not long before you arrive at Benyarva, home of the fairy clan. Gargantuan and sprawling tree, much like the crooked oak. It teems with life, light, and energy, though it is overhung with dimming fog and somber spirit. As you enter through the grounds, you are hearing the whispers of your group. They found the prince. They found the prince. And for the brief moment that you are stopped, the title of Prince Niari is dropped.
Oh.
There is amongst the guard a formally dressed elder fairy, advisor to the king, Rathalon, and well, Rathalon is suspicious and wary. You are, of course, with Niari's assistance, brought forward and into the area. However, Sourglump must remain outside of Venyarva. Cogrin are violently playful, often were even malicious, and can cause no end of trouble. And Slinky is shy among strangers. A few times you can hear Rathalon giving his advice to the Prince Niari, mostly that Niari should part ways with your group, as there is a recognition of who Verity is. But you are led through the large halls of the fairy tree. There is the chatter of curious onlookers, nobles, militia, merchants, laborers, and peasants. And as you rise through the several layers of the tree that ascend the stairways, eventually you will reach the royal ring. This is where Niari's father holds court. You see the king here, tall and handsome fairy. He's speaking with several other nobles, a handful of Fae representatives from different cities. And as your group enters in, the king stands. Court is adjourned. And as the entourage begins to disperse, he rushes over and embraces his son tightly. You can see Niari is a bit uncomfortable by the display of affection, but as the king looks to you all, I am King Spriniful. A pleasure to meet you. Though you are coming at a very tense time, but you see that you are. But I see that you have rescued Niari, and that is of, well, great importance. So, I'm sure you are here to collect your reward.
No, actually. We seek refuge. Help?
Help.
Seems Niari is. Yes, help.
In what ways have you come to us for aid?
Sanctuary, mostly.
From whom, might I ask?
My mother.
The king seems expectant. Perhaps needs a little bit more than vagaries.
They've been away. She wishes for me to return, but it seems that I come to find information that I did not. When Niari found us and informed us that she was keeping fairies prisoner for sacrifice, the reasoning that we came here in the first place, well, it turned into also trying to help Niari.
You see, as this is happening, Rathalon has moved from your group to the side of the king and leans in, and you would all be able to hear the soft whisper. My lord, I do suggest that we take these matters with a consideration, as her mother is the Lady Windane. And that seems to have the king Sprinafore a little bit more. There's concern in his face. But he looks to Niari, looks to the group. Much as I hope that my son will grow into wisdom and embrace his responsibilities, I trust his sense of judgment about people and their intentions. And Niari is quick. So then you'll be dismissing Rathalon then? I trust his judgment most of the time. Then he turns his attention back to you, Verity. Sanctuary for you and your companions is something that I can do. However, what do you wish to achieve? And do you know of any way to free our citizens?
I don't know for sure what there is to be done. My intentions are to return to my mother's house and seek reason. But if it should come to a fight, I am prepared.
There is a shake of dissatisfaction upon the king's head. And Rathalon, my lord, consider a greater good. Muriel is a noble and would not be beyond negotiation. And as he says that, his eyes leer at Verity. However, Sprinafor, you've rescued Niari, and you have helped my people. I will need time to consider what has happened. What resources can be contributed to a potential fight. At your side, Niari seems a bit upset. There's nothing else that you're going to say? What about the people that are still off? We've got Kitagali still, and... Niari, we can't risk the safety of a city over the well-being of a lowly peasant. So that's what matters here. And Niari storms out. There's a deep sigh from the king. Thank you. There is an area of the palace quarters where you may stay and rest. I must confer with my advisors on what we can do. And as you are led from this area, you are taken to a guest house here in the tree. And with access to the regal amenities, you rest and recover and gain the benefits of a long rest.
Thank you.
And
And
everyone gets 17 temp HP.
Thank you.
outside of Vinyarva, there's a young ferryman dressed in fine noble's clothing. It sprints up to the front gates, speaks urgently with the guards. Soon after this, Rathalon emerges, exchanges words with this noble. He doesn't notice when the man gestures subtly with his hand, releasing a nearly invisible aura of magic, putting Rathalon at ease. As the advisor nods, he motions for the guards to stand aside, and the two then quickly proceed into the tree. As the young man looks back to check his trail, there's a brief moment where his illusory image shimmers, revealing Halaron's face. After your rest finishes, there's a knock upon your door. It is one of the king's advisors, though not Rathalon, and says that there is a meeting in the garrison in the roots of Vinyarva that you've been invited to take part in with your sort of connection to the situation here. As you enter down into the room, you see that there's a officer's meeting room. Aurora is the first to sort of jump in, as she sees an empty space need to be filled with light and playfulness. Though, you each see the broad table, the several chairs. You smell the earthen walls. There are no windows, And as you are all entering in, Sindri, the last, before he can step through, you see, is seized from behind, and the door slammed shut. You hear a bar that is dropped down, and though you can look through the small barred window, you see Rathalon coming into view. And
Uh-oh.
he looks to the side. There must be guards. Keep them locked away. And you watch in the distance Sindri, gagged and dragged off the distance.
Oh my god, I forgot about this part.
So, what do you do here?
I'm assuming crying and begging is probably not the best way to get them to let us out.
That's what Verity's doing. Please, you don't understand. He's done nothing wrong, please.
Seems to fall upon deaf ears. Though, you do see that not long after Sindri has disappeared out of view, a curious fairy, dressed nobly, comes to the window, looks at each of you with a smirk in place. My friends, this can all be resolved quite peacefully, depending on how you choose to behave. We can be civil or harsh. Put simply, if you try to escape or otherwise remove yourselves from this room, your friend will be slain. If you release Verity to the Lady Windane, then your friend will be returned to you entirely unharmed.
Does anybody have the material that I need to cast augury?
I don't know what the components are.
Let me get it up.
There is no need to let your emotions get the better of you at this moment. Her ladyship is kind enough to give you an hour to decide. I shall return and hope to find you all more agreeable.
I need specially marked tokens like stick spoons or something else that are worth at least 25 gold.
If he is harmed in any way,
What?
Verity's threatening the noble elf. But the elf says nothing. Nothing more, at least. And he leaves you. There are 2 guards outside your game room. Or not game room. Outside of your room.
Frustrated, I go ahead and try to like rattle the door, which I'm sure does nothing. Are there guards outside the door, and how many?
I just said that there were 2 guards outside the door.
Oh, I apologize. I'm an idiot. I'm like, I apologize. Um, I look over at Verity.
Verity has sat at the table.
Is somebody going to try to do a persuasion on the guards?
Not at the moment.
There's no evidence that they would let Sindri go if you give yourself up.
If we fight and they're not lying, then he's gone, and I can't have that.
Right. I understand. But they may keep him and continue to keep on using him to keep you in line. But rather better that he lived than.
I know
And there's most. Go
that
ahead.
this is Prasathos saying, because he's with your group. I know that we don't have a strong connection, and this might be a bit callous of me. However, as a student of the arcane, should the worst come to be, if you have a piece of him, it may be a more expensive and very trying experience, but he wouldn't be gone forever.
I give him a look. That is not a pleasant look.
He
I
shrinks away.
I appreciate what you're trying to say. Given the chance, I don't know that I could ask him to come back.
Most likely, if we do give up, they're gonna separate us. They're gonna probably take you and either send us back, lock us up, or whatever.
So far as you know, they only want Verity.
Right. And they probably don't want us to do anything, so they're gonna either keep us in here or go. Escape. I whisper over to Barry. No, actually, I tap my head, signaling her to get in mine. Oh wait, can you do that?
Yeah.
Without.
Well,
Okay.
I can.
Go.
actually,
Uh-oh.
as you try, it stays quiet. It seems that you are unable to cast spells here.
Oh. Do I still have my axe with me, or did they take it?
You weren't you were lured here into an empty room. You weren't brought down here as any sort of prisoner. So if you didn't bring your axe, that's on you.
Okay, can I go ahead and try to call it?
Did you bring your axe, or would you have left it in
No,
your...
if this was just a meeting, I would have. I have brought it with me because no, I would have brought it with me. Okay, I have my axe.
So magic does not work.
Currently, magic is not working, it seems.
I whisper. I put my head next to Verity's ear and go, "Should we try to escape, or do you wanna?"
The escape was what they threatened Sindri with. The words were, if you escape or try to remove yourselves from this room, your friend would be slain.
Faye,
That's
Not
that
if
is
we,
very difficult.
that was what the threat was.
well, I mean, if we kill them all first before word gets out that we've escaped.
Except, would you risk that if it was your loved one?
I don't see.
You're
I
asking
don't
the wrong
see.
person.
I don't see another way. I cannot have on my conscience.
My family was slaughtered by a bunch of evil drow. I kind of have a very twisted view on what I'm willing to sacrifice at this point.
Escaping and risking Sindri's life is not an option. Have I made that clear?
Crystal.
Well, then I guess we just wait.
We wait.
An hour is a long time to wait. And you start that process, and the air is tense. But about maybe 15 minutes pass before something happens. There's fighting that you can hear. And the sound of footsteps. The guards run off. A few more minutes, and perhaps you might be wondering why. And then a face is in the mirror. One you recognize. Rikilda.
Oh.
All right. I hit the mage. But my friends can't hold it off for too long. Whatever you can do to get out of this door, do it now. A lot's happening, and he flies off.
Xena,
And look, yep.
smashing lessons?
Yeah, I go and rage, and I smash.
Okay.
Am I doing attack rolls, or are you about to say?
No, you gotta do an attack roll. You can't just say you smash something.
I smash with brutal critical.
Okay.
Story dice. That is going to be 60 points of damage.
The door is smashed, leaving you all able to escape, and you see several fairies fighting against the guards here. Rikilda amongst them, and as you guys are able to enter in, who would like to do anything? It is not a true initiative. You each have your turns in one initiative as you're acting, so just tell me what you guys are doing.
Oh, you know what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and do some smashing on the guards.
All right, give me some attack rolls, please.
Okay. Is this the rest of my turn?
Can I cast Bless on everyone first?
So this would be kind of simultaneously happening. So you would be casting Bless. Xena will be going into act. So.
Oh, we only get one action.
Right. So you're doing your turns. So instead of instead of it being Xena, Verity, Mira, it's Xena, Verity, and Mira on one turn. So you each have your actions, and they're all kind of happening simultaneously.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm following behind Xena. As soon as she hits, I'm following it up with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
There was a brutal critical in there.
All right, no worries. Mira, what were you saying?
I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on one of their targets if they injure it.
Okay, hell yeah.
Let me just roll all these together. Oh, 17.
You got Bless.
And a 16. Oh,
Well, the
goodness.
16's a natural one, so that's an auto miss.
Yeah. I'll put Bless on the... It makes that 17 and 18.
Okay. So, as the strikes go out, Xena, none of yours were a natural one?
No.
All right, then all of yours will hit. And Verity, all the ones that Xena had struck, you're able to hit as well, sending them back. And the last one you were unable to strike, but Mira, because the fighting's going on, all of the enemies have been damaged already from the other fighting. If you would like to release your Toll the Dead on this one that Verity had tried to hit with the Eldritch Blast but was unable to, it rolls a 12 on the saving throw.
And I roll a 3 on the damage roll.
I'll let you re-roll because you rolled a d8. This one has been damaged, so you can roll the d12.
Oh, okay. But the D12 is like the diamond one?
It is the one that has the pentagram on it. Or pentagon, not pentagram. For the die face. the next one higher up. So if you're looking at the things going down, it's the second one. There we go. All right. As your Toll the Dead comes through, a dolorous sound fills its mind, and alongside you and the other fairies that are fighting here, the guards are quickly brought down, and Rikilda, all right, look, I know you don't know that I kind of did some stuff that was shady, but I've had a change of heart. Gods, I hope this is the right decision. But you see that there are more guards that are coming through, and there's a moment where Rikilda is, we're gonna have to fight again. We'll talk about this later. He and his friends are taking up their arms, and then, much like how you had seen before with the spiders, the ground rumbles, and then the floor sinks as it breaks apart, and Sour Glump, you see, flies out of the mess that's left behind, though it's a tight squeeze for him in the fairy corridors. And thanks, big man, for coming here. Oh, you know, the guards took the little prince off with the others. And you might be a little wondering what that might mean, but Rikilda turns and eyes. All right. I don't know how much you know, but Rathalon has, well, it's been an overthrow. The king has been, sort of overthrown. Niaria's vanished, and, we need to... There's a lot we need to do.
Okay. Let's go then.
All right. So, with Rikilda and the other militia and soldiers that are loyal to the true king, you make your way towards the main hall. Other fairies join yours along the way, and soon you have a small group, a small army. And as you reach, there are guards that stand. They retreat at the sheer number of figures that you have gathered. And entering into the room, you see Rathalon alongside a fairy, the one that you had seen, the one that had made the threat. There is a heated conversation with a gold illuminated figure, a slender, imperious Eladrin woman dressed in fine black and gray regal attire. Verity, you would recognize your mother anywhere. But you also know that this isn't her real form. An avatar that she uses to visit various dignitaries when she doesn't wish to grace them with her real presence. And you'd also see the Sindri, currently held in magical restraints, a group of blights under the command of a grim and gaunt Eladrin officer, wearing the colors of House Windane. And it is he that holds the chain attached to the restraints. As you are entering in, you hear Rathalon. Bah! I'll hear no more talk of loyalists. Sprinaford dies and his son alongside with him. Bring them here. Mistress Windane, I apologize for the display of bloodshed in your presence. Fairies from the far side of the room gather the two shackled prisoners, Sprinafore and Niari. As Lady Windane calmly responds, I understand the terrible but vital importance of punitive examples. Do as you must, Your Highness. You owe me no apology. I shall see your daughter return to you as to your agents as soon as this dreadful business is concluded. You have a moment here to act, but it is only a few seconds. And you know that if you do not move immediately, it will be too late to save Sprinafore or Niari. One, the other.
how far are they from me?
They are closer towards the throne, but they're still kind of in the center of the room. So at this moment, I would say that you've got, um, there is mechanically about 40 feet of movement, but I won't hold mechanics. Like if you have a 30-foot movement speed, I won't hold you beholden to that in this moment.
Mhm.
You have to decide to act now. If you don't act now, then the moment will be lost.
Okay. Well, Cena's gonna go. No, I see. Verity, why don't you go first?
Okay, so they're being held. How many on each of them?
There are a handful of soldiers that are present, but there are two that are the executioners.
Then we'll send 2 Eldritch Blasts to each of them.
Okay.
First is a 34. Then a 26. 17. And 11 to the first one.
Okay.
Then a 21. And a 17.
17 will just hit the executioner.
Great. 16 and 10 to that one.
In the instant that Verity sends out the Eldritch Blasts, just as they begin to raise their swords, 2 bodies crumple to the ground, swords clattering, drawing attention to your group as we will roll initiatives.
Wait, I'm going to give myself advantage on this.
Hell yeah. Okay.
13.
Verity goes first.
So, that'll be and that'll be then and Yara and all right, cool. So, as you are heading into this combat area and combat scenario, as the sound of the executioner's blades hit the ground, and for a moment everything is silent until the rushing of blood, adrenaline fills your ears with the pounding. This is where we must take our next ad break. So, we will be right back to see how this will play out. But before we go, I ask that you guys hang out, you chat, you stay for the ads and let them run. Please don't leave us or mute the ads. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable. Though you can always make a direct donation to Wild Witch RP through my Ko-fi. We have a link for that on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support your GM with their much-needed caffeine, but they also unlock awesome perks for the entire community. These benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. Benefits and perks include special companions unlocked, awesome new quests, as well as double treasure and double XP. So, stick with us, and we will be right back. All right, we are coming back in here as our combat is beginning. Executioners are down. You are made aware, and as Verity, you are the first to act. What is it that you would like to do?
I'm going to cast Crown of Stars and turn towards the figure that's holding the chains that are holding Sindri, and I will throw one. But that's a natural one. It seems that my emotions way up there.
Does seem that the emotions are out there.
Out of curiosity, she's within 30 feet of me, right, Verity? I mean, we're next to each other. I would like to go ahead and seeing that this is an emotional moment and seeing her like casting fizzes out, I would like to sacrifice 30 of my hit points to give her another roll.
So that's on any d20 roll that you can do that, or is it just
any d20?
Cool. Okay. Get another natural one, Verity.
Yeah.
Don't jinx her.
Nah, it's a 29.
29 will hit for sure.
That's 31 radiant.
Okay, 31 radiant. That is it's a heavy strike, but our figure still seems to be standing, still guarding. And anything else from Verity?
That will be all.
All right. All around is the militia going after the soldiers here that are loyal to Rathalon. There are blights as well. And Xena, what are you doing?
I would like to go say hello, if I may.
To who?
To how many executioners did Verity kill both of the executioners?
Verity killed both the executioners. You've got
And
the noble that had locked you in and was working with Muriel. He is up next to Rathalon. Rathalon has guards that are nearby, but the two that were closest to him were the executioners that are now dead. You have the Windane commander that is holding Sindri, and then but that has also like the fighting. You'd have to get through blights and other soldiers nearby there. And then you, of course, have the avatar of Muriel as well.
Great. I would like to go ahead and use my boots of speed. And risking up attacks from everyone, I would like to go straight for the one that's holding Cinder.
Okay, cool. He's only holding chains, but sure.
Okay. Overwhelming with Weapon Master.
Sure.
That is going to be 23 to hit.
Sure.
That is going to be 34 points of damage.
Okay.
That is 22 to hit. For a total of 27 points of damage.
Okay.
Come on. That is going to be 26 to hit for a total of 32 points of damage. I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
19. Does 18 hit?
Yeah, you're hitting a log at this point, so sure.
I'm holding a log?
No, I mean, you've done like 3 attacks into a man that was already hit for 31. Like, he's dead, but if you want to continue beating into him, for sure, go for it.
No, okay, what's, is injury free?
No, Sindri's unconscious in bindings. Like, the
right, so
figure...
can I try to lift up Sindri and move away?
I'm going to say that as you go to do that, there is a moment where you're about to touch, and then a force wall appears, and you can see Muriel has cast a spell in your direction.
Okay.
We don't.
What does that mean?
It means you can't reach him. It's a force wall between you and him.
Mother of pearly gates!
We don't
What's
play
the closest?
with other people's toys.
That bitch has gotta
Oh.
go.
Oh!
Oh my god. Okay, what's next to her right now?
Next to Muriel is both Rathalon and the elven figure, or the noble fairy that had captured you all.
Yeah, I hate that noble figure, but I want to go for Rathalon. So
Okay.
does 18 hit Rathalon?
18 will hit Rathalon.
Okay. That is going to be 32 points of damage. Oh my god. I can feel Kelsey's like anger, like she's really like sitting next to me.
Mhm.
Oh my god, double nat ones.
Unfortunately, will miss.
Hey guys. Come on. 26 to hit for a total of 28 points of damage, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. As that happens, it is Mira, your turn. There is the whole full-scale fight happening around you. What would you like to do?
Is Muriel a wizard,
Uh,
sorcerer, or warlock?
you don't know. This is your first interaction with her.
Oh. Okay. So I would love to cast Banish on her just to give her the finger, but if she's like has a high charisma, then that's going to be a bad idea. Um, the magic cast would dispel magic work, or is it too high level?
Uh, this is a wall of force, so likely, with your understanding of magic, you would need something like a disintegrate or of an equal effect.
So what I can do is, and I'm not very good at the visualization here,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. I want to position myself to maximize the area of effect against the people we're fighting.
Yeah. Uh,
Does the Spirit Guardian, does that move or does it stay static?
it moves around you.
Okay, and obviously everybody in our party and fighting with us is not going to be affected by it.
Correct. It's only by creatures of your choice.
Right. So I am going to do Spirit Guardians. As my action, I'm going to position myself to get as many enemies in the sphere as possible.
Okay. Easily done. And then that will happen on their turn when they make the saves, the damage from that. Which, conveniently enough, is their turn. And since we've got just a lot of them, I'm just going to do a group roll, which makes that a 7. So that is a failed save. Let's see that damage, please.
Okay, 3d8. Let me do it. That's 1. That's up to 11 now.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Heck yeah. So, as you are able to release that spell, and then just in the future, so that way you know this when you're rolling multiple dice, you can click on the dice before you hit the roll, and it will roll multiple ones at the same time, just to make it a little bit easier on yourself.
Okay.
If you, so what you see is with the total of 12 damage, some of the soldiers do fall, allowing for your forces to kind of bolster up. You are positioned in a way where you can kind of catch the rim of where Rathalon and Muriel and where the noble stand. You do catch the noble, and then you would see where the golden woman with the black dress will she looks to him. Leave. I will handle things here. And she turns back, there is a moment where she is casting, and she makes eye contact with Verity as she does this, gathering this energy. It is a massive force, and it's aimed at Xena, who is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Xena, you see this wave of energy, and you've seen magic before.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot. And you,
Okay.
how do you prepare to take the hit?
I'm gonna do one of those anime scene of like me holding my great axe in front of my head, and then just kind of like I'm about to get hit with like a huge windstorm or whatever, kind of crouched like that.
So as you prepare, Verity, Mira, you see where Mariel is releasing the spell. And you see where it doesn't hit. As using his own reaction, Riccialda is going to march in and just sends her hands off course. The spell is released, but not at Xena. But it leaves him right there in front of Muriel's, and as he's there, she sneers and with a bolt of malice taken from her failed spell attack against Xena, it goes right through Riccialda's chest. You can see the exit wound as he drops down. He is on the ground, still and unmoving, the blood pooling through him. And all around you there are still fighting. I need
Dumbass. Go ahead.
Verity to make for me a dexterity saving throw as a bolt of energy is coming towards you.
Natural one.
Oh my god!
Struck by the lightning energies that come from Rathalon, facing away from Xena and straight towards you. That is 38 points of lightning damage, Verity.
Okay.
Our
Is
NPC
Verity still standing?
continue to fight you. Yeah, she took a long
I'm
rest.
fine.
You all took a
Oh
long
yeah,
rest.
that's right. Oh my god, I forgot.
But Verity, it is your turn.
Great. Hearing the words that just came out of my mother's mouth and getting hit, Verity, this is an anger that she's never felt. Her eyes, I call it the glitch, because they oof. She's walking towards Muriel. He does not belong to you, and as she's walking, Eldritch blasts.
Go for it.
Knowing that it might not do anything. There's a 23 for 17 force. A natural 20. For 13, 20.
Yep.
A 34 for 16. A 22 for 14, and we'll send a star. It's a 21. 32 radiant.
The energies are sent out. The visage of Muriel is gone, leaving just Rathalon here as her accomplice, and those that are loyal to him. Those are soon being struck down by your allies and those loyal to Spriniflor. The noble is gone. Muriel is gone. And Xena, it's your turn.
Is that friggin' noble there?
The noble that locked you in is gone. That was the one that Muriel is told to flee. Muriel is gone. The only one left of your enemies is Rathalon, the one that you were fighting.
Yeah. Overwhelming straight with great weapon master because I am pissed off at hell. But I would like to do these as a non-lethal, please.
Okay.
That is going to be 24 to hit for a total of 34 points of damage.
Okay.
That is going to be 20 to hit for 30 points of damage. My last attack. 26 to hit for a total of 24 points of damage. That's the end of my turn.
As Rathalon is brought low, Mira, it comes to your turn.
So is Muriel dead?
Muriel is gone because it wasn't her true form. It was an avatar, which Verity would have known, but is now made apparent to all of you. So the version of Muriel that was here is no more. The threats that are around your group are slowly dwindling as the rest of your NPC army is fighting against theirs. You have Rathalon here, who have been brought low. He is currently prone on his knees from the wounds that he has. If you would like to, you can finish him off. Or combat
did
connect.
Xena specifically did not want to kill him.
Xena did not, but that could be Xena thinking that there could be something more here, or Xena just not wanting to take the blow. She didn't specify out loud to not kill him, as far as I'm aware.
I ask Verity if she wants him dead.
Verity is not paying attention to anything. She is fighting. She's angry. Nothing will get through to her.
Okay. Well,
You don't have a wrong decision here.
okay. I am going to go take my death cloud with me.
Hell yeah.
Around try to get myself around as many enemy combatants as possible, and then I am going to upcast. Well, no, is he already unconscious?
No, he's prone and on his knees. He's looking real bad condition.
Okay, so I don't need to upcast this in case if this ends up being a bad idea. I am going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
So, unfortunately, the 7 does not hit. However, since you are moving and walking, would you like to catch him in your spirit guardians?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
That's 3d8.
3d8.
Wait, no. Yeah. 10.
As you look down at the figure, the energies that you command that circle around you find the soft and wounded parts of Rathalon. Find the soft and vulnerable parts of his loyalists, traitors to Vendrava, to Venravia. Traitors to the crown. And they fall. And as the rest of them fall to the blades of those that fight for what is true, combat comes to an end. Freed from their bindings, Sprinifore thanks you and will pledge his assistance in all that you can do. But Nyari has gone over to his best friend, Mikilda, outside of Kilikali. There's anger in his eyes, and as his father moves over to Niari, an embrace to comfort as well as to restrain. As you can see, he tries to go after those who sided with Rathalon that are still dead, or still standing. What do you all do?
Very makes a beeline for Sindri.
With the Avatar gone, so too is the Wall of Force, and as you make your way over to Sindri, your hands pass through the part of the body that you wish. And with the illusion disturbed, you see the fairy that has been magically disguised. With that discovery, our story shifts away from you all. Vrathiel, the armored figure that has been alongside Muriel, now sits at her side truly in a blackened iron carriage, pulled by Yeth hounds, guarded by several spider guardians. As Vrathiel shakes a figure awake, Muriel gestures at him, using dark purple strands of magic to infiltrate his mind. Now, I'm so glad that you could join me. What was your name? Sindri? He nods, solemnly and respectfully. Of course it was. Well, you should know that a friend of my daughter is a friend of mine. I'm hoping you shall show me the same mercy. As Sindri stares at her and slowly looks at Vrathiel, who offers a sly and cavalier wink, he turns back to Muriel. I'm ready to serve, he says at last in a voice calm, collected, and utterly obedient. And that is where our session will come to an end. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Terribly sorry this went a little long, but I wanted you guys to get the full story. I will see you guys in the next stream, but until then, please head over to whittlewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself. And of course, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps.